This week I'm behind the wheel of one of the most iconic sports cars sold in America, the Porsche 911 Carrera S. This is the 2017 model, and Porsche made a lot of changes to this car. You'll see a good number of changes to the exterior with new headlights and taillights, new fenders and bumpers, but all of it was done in a very subtle manner without compromising the heritage looks of the 911. Perhaps the biggest change for 2017 is in the rear, which is where the engine is. For the first time, Porsche went from a naturally aspirated flat six-cylinder to a twin-turbo 3-liter 6. This made dyed-in-the-wool Porsche fans very nervous, but in my opinion, they've got nothing to worry about. Going to the turbos increased fuel economy and, more importantly, horsepower. Along with the 7-speed PDK automatic transmission, the 911S is putting out 420 horses and has a shocking amount of thrust under heavy acceleration. Let's look at the stats. The 911 Carrera S will take you from 0 to 60 in a lightning fast 3.7 seconds, and if you can find a place to open it up, it tops out at 191 miles per hour. The transmission can be shifted by the stick or by the paddles on the steering wheel, but I have to say, with the rapid and determined shifts when letting it shift by itself, you will not be disappointed. This new Carrera S is beautiful on the outside with its wide stance, 20-inch wheels, and power rear spoiler. In the front, there are active air intake flaps that close when you're driving for aerodynamics, but will open if the engine needs assistance cooling. You won't find an engine compartment in the back. There is a pop-up cooling panel right behind the rear glass. The trunk is in the front and it's very deep but has limited cargo room. On the inside, it's everything you would expect from a Porsche. The red leather seating with carbon fiber trim looks terrific. When you sit down behind the wheel, there are so many buttons you feel like you're in the cockpit of a jet. The gauge cluster features a huge tachometer in the middle with a speedometer to the left and oil temperature gauge and oil pressure further to the left. To the right of the tach is a driver info center that you operate from a lever on the bottom right of the steering wheel. To the far right is the fuel gauge and engine temperature. All 5 gauges are easy to see and read. The center console is fairly good size with a USB port inside. The shifter feels comfortable, and to the left of the shifter is the active suspension management to change the suspension. Just under that, you can turn off the traction control, which is a bad idea. To the right of the shifter is a button to raise the spoiler. Next, you can turn the sport exhaust on. Under that, you can raise the suspension, and finally, my favorite button, the one that turns the start-stop system off. In front of the shifter is the air conditioner controls, heated and cooled seat buttons, and buttons to operate the 7-inch color touchscreen. You operate all the audio, navigation, and change the settings of the car to your liking. The system is simple to operate, and it does come with Apple CarPlay. The sound system is exceptional in the 911 Carrera. There's a round knob mounted on the lower right of the steering wheel that hit me as oddly placed, almost like an afterthought. It operates the dynamic chassis control, and by turning the knob, you can change the drive, ride, feel, and exhaust sound of the car. You can choose from normal, sport, sport plus, and then individual lets you tailor it to your liking. A couple things of note on the interior. First, the car has very little storage. There isn't even a place to put your cell phone. The cup holders are a little hokey, hidden behind a door above the glove box, and although Porsche calls this a 4-passenger, it is not. There's enough room in the back for a purse and a briefcase. And if you're tall, watch your headroom in this car. The 911 Carrera S comes standard with just about everything, including power seats on both sides. My jet black tester does not have a sliding moonroof, but you can get one. This car is incredibly fast and a ton of fun to drive. The exhaust sound is worth the price of admission, and there is just nothing that handles like a 911. If you behave, and trust me you won't, you'll get 28 miles to the gallon on the highway and 22 in town. Since these cars are so new and just getting to dealerships, it didn't come with a factory window sticker. However, building this car online, the MSRP is right at $135,000. The first 911 came to the United States in 1965 and cost less than $7,000. The changes to the 2017, in my opinion, make this the very best 911 Carrera ever. Thanks for riding along with us today for another Car Pro Test Drive, this week featuring the all-new 2017 Porsche 911 Carrera S.